Hey gang, it's JC, and this is the Daily Dose for Wednesday, February 8th, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. We have great television archives. At the top of the page, some one-of-a-kind things. You're going to see things in some of our archives up there on television that you have not seen anywhere else. And down below, you have our eye candy feature. And over in the corner, the results of yesterday's rock and roll poll question in that NBC Wall Street Journal poll last week. A startling 96% of people who identified themselves as being very conservative also said that they had a negative feeling about the President of the United States as a person. Okay, this had nothing to do with political policy, just like what sort of a guy he was, what his sort of moral fiber was all about. And within statistical error of 100% of avowed conservatives said, yeah, I got a problem with this guy as a person. And a whopping 40% of you said these people ought to be ashamed of themselves because, regardless of his politics, the president has demonstrated he's a dedicated public servant, a father, and a husband. 40% of you. Another 24% said, with all the lies and creepy stuff that's been generated by Fox News and talk radio and the internet, why would anybody be surprised? Only 19% of you said, I can see that. After all, Obama wasn't born in America. He's a Muslim, and he has a socialist agenda. You guys crack me up. You really, really crack me up. You know, 1 in every 5 people watching this or listening to our show on the Big 550 KTRS is one of these people, which is frightening. Now, it's nice to know that 4 out of 5 of you watching this or listening to the radio show have your heads screwed on the right way. Anyhow, 17% of you said this is an illustration of what can happen when people lose their ability to separate their dislike of policy from their dislike of a person. But altogether, for 64% of you said, I got the story on this. All right, let's shift gears here. We got to talk a little bit about dreams yesterday on the air. And of course, Trish and I are on the Big 550 KTRS every day from noon until 3 o'clock. We got to talk about dreams, and it got me thinking about dreams. And so let's ask the question, do you believe that our dreams have any sort of significant meaning? Here's your choices. A, yes, I think most of the images relate to events and people in our daily lives. B, sort of. I think at least a little of what we dream correlates to what's going on in our lives. C, not really. I think dreams are mostly random images that mean little or nothing. Or D, I think dream analysis is total baloney. Please respond over there in the corner. We'll have results for you tomorrow. This will be something fun to do. Today is the chronological midpoint of winter. It doesn't always seem that way, but we are on the home stretch here. And down the stretch they come. So this is it now. We every day that moves on from this point, we're getting that much closer to spring. Now, that was always the case, but at least we're past the halfway point right now. Just sort of a psychological impact on that. I yelled, and down the stretch we coming now. I'm coughing. The Billiken trifecta has been completed as of yesterday, thanks to Ted Williams for that note. Ed McCauley died on November 8th of 2011. Charlie Spoonhour died last week. And now Harry Keogh checks out. That is your Billiken trifecta there. That's very, very scary, by the way. This Valentine's Day, a new survey of women ages 30 to 49 has shown that what they most want for a gift for Valentine's Day is a day off from housework. Now, I don't know what we're supposed to do about that as guys, because half of us don't know the first thing about cooking and cleaning and stuff like that. So I don't really know. Bring in a maid for the day? I don't know, something. And no matter how magical you think your junk is, guys, the mere sight of it is not going to get your wife in the mood. New survey of married women found that almost all of them say sharing your loving feelings or giving compliments are much, much bigger turn-ons than you getting naked in front of her. Survey also found that 80% of married women say they were in the mood to have sex at least once in the last month. 22% have sexted their husbands. God bless you, women. 9% have had phone sex with him. 16% have watched porn with him, and 6% have had a threesome. 33% say they'd rather have sex with their husband than watch a movie, go to a spa, check Facebook, talk, or hang out with friends. New survey has figured out the most popular pet names couples use for one another. Let's start with number 10, which is Boo. Deanna McAllister, wherever you are. Sugar or Sugar Plum at 9. Angel at 8, that's Paul Harvey. Sweetie or Sweets at 7. Honey, Hun or Honey Bunch is 6. Gorgeous at 5. Sweetheart at 4. Love at 3. Babe or Baby at number 2. And Darling is number 1. Nobody use Schnooky Lumps? Valentine's Day less than a week away now. Folks at Astroglide asked their Twitter followers to come up with a list of things you didn't know about men. Here are the, some of the responses they say were weird, but I don't think letting women in your life know that you really like a scalp massage, if you tell her, maybe she'll give you one. They put that down here as like one of the weird answers, but I don't think so. Guys like to have spontaneous sex, duh. Guys would rather let you buy the lingerie. Guys want you to be assertive in the bedroom, duh. And guys are self-conscious about getting older, too. Not just women, who are concerned about, my ass is hanging down halfway down my leg. Hold on, a little cranberry juice. I think I want to cough through the whole rest of this thing. New report says going to a live sporting event is better for your health than watching it from home. Unless you're a Raiders fan. I mean, how often do you get into a knife fight on your couch? NBC has issued an official apology for MIA's middle finger during the Super Bowl halftime show. We are still waiting for an NBC apology for Whitney and Are You There, Chelsea? Madonna is going to make a lot of money. She's never set foot in St. Louis, by the way. She told me that in my interview back in the mid-late 90s somewhere in there, whenever Evita came out. I was going to look it up yesterday. I forgot. Anyhow, her last tour ran from 08 to 09. It grossed $408 million. That is the most ever for a solo artist, the 4th best overall behind recent tours by U2, the Stones, and AC/DC. Tickets go on sale next month. She'll be here in November. Snooki is bisexual. She thinks the situation is gay. Wedding Crashers co-stars Owen Wilson and Vince Vaughn teaming up for another comedy called Interns. They'll play 2 guys who get laid off from their company and decide to become interns at a Google-type.com company where they find themselves competing against much younger employees for advancement. All right. National Geographic Channel just released the results of a nationwide survey on doomsday, disasters, and the apocalypse. Here are some of the results. 27% think it is likely that some part of the Mayan 2012 apocalypse prediction will come true. If we found out the world was ending tomorrow, 27% of us would resolve arguments with loved ones, 24% would spend the time having sex, 20% would stock food and water, 6% would eat at a fancy restaurant, and 3% would do an extreme sport like skydiving. 41% of people think it is a smarter investment to stock up on resources or build a bomb shelter than to put money into their retirement accounts. That's a scary thought. 24% of people keep a, quote, substantial amount of cash on hand in case of a catastrophe. I think the best movie ever made about the apocalypse is a movie you've never heard of, and it's called Last Night. Not About Last Night with Rob Lowe and Demi Moore. This is a movie called Last Night. It's a Canadian movie. Sarah Polley, Sandra Oh from Sideways are in it, and it is the perfect mix of comedy, like really dark black comedy, and what I think it would really be like. A movie came out about 10 years ago, and I think it's absolutely incredible. I've shown this movie to people, and they're like, I can't believe you like that movie. I'm sorry. I think the thing is a fascinating depiction of what the last days on Earth would really be like. All right. I mentioned, what was the thing about, the thing of the Rock and Roll poll question about Obama. Let me tell you, Michelle Obama was on Jimmy Fallon last night. This woman it could very easily turn out to be the most popular woman in America, like behind Oprah and Ellen. I got to tell you something. It's really hard to imagine, Barbara Bush or Rosalind Carter or any of the first ladies that I can remember. Even Jackie Kennedy, who was in her early 30s when she was the first lady, but she always looked like she was on Prozac or something. Michelle Obama just appears to be sort of like the woman who would live next door to you and be a lot of fun and very athletic and everything. This is a woman who's like 50 years old and is in, better shape than a lot of 30-year-old people I know. And she was on Jimmy Fallon last night playing dodgeball and doing sack races and everything. If the Obama administration is not smart enough to know that they ought to wheel her out at every campaign stop the president does in his bid for re-election, if they don't know that, And maybe they're not smart enough to run the country for another 4 years. All right, JC's Eye Candy today. A lot of people will be getting the jump on Valentine's Day this weekend. And found a website that dug up some of the most unique and certainly the oddest condoms that are available for you to buy. Whiskey flavored condoms, lightsaber condoms, lollipops, condoms. You can have your own face put on a condom. Sarah Palin themed condoms, and even a Louis Vuitton condom priced at $68 a piece. That's God's way of telling you you're making too much goddamn money, okay? So anyhow, that's on our Eye Candy. You can see these, and if you are so inclined, start, getting on the internet and start ordering up just in time for the Valentine's Day celebration. All right, JC's rock and roll poll again. What about dreams? Do you think this dream analysis stuff is a bunch of horse hockey? Do you think our dreams actually do represent something? Please answer rock and roll poll question right there. We'll have results for you tomorrow right here. And of course, along with Trish Gazelle, noon to 3 every day on the Big 550 KTRS. That's it, JC's Daily Dose for Wednesday, February 8th, 2012, a combined venture with Mind Active in beautiful downtown Clayton. And in the meantime, we've beaten this one to death. Have a good one. See you later. Bye.